should I approach?
Yeah, whatever, when the kids are coming, they are bringing whatever the baggage they have at their homes. They are not in the best form, they are just trying to exhibit whatever they are learning at home. You don't know what's happening in the home. It's a lot bigger than the issues, whatever you are feeling there. It's not acting out. Sometimes kids have a conduct disorder. That's a psychological disease. But sometimes it's the environment. Whatever the environment, if you will talk that kid separately, but you did, it's okay. There's no problem because he is used to that. Whatever the problem you are telling me, it means he has worse punishment at home. This is not a worse punishment what you did. Yeah. That's why it's okay. It's not, you didn't do anything bad. But if you will start talking to him privately, talk him one time, 2 times, 3 times, ask him how you are feeling. I can understand that. And it seems like a very cool. And I understand that. When I was a little kid, I wanted to be a cool person. Get related with that kid. And after that, it took you a 6 months to a year to take care of that kid. And trust me, that kid will be better than other kids. That kid will be much better than the other kids. If you will work in a discreet way, behind way, not publicly. Because public is on the microphone, standing in the public, I want to prove I'm the best. Okay? Yes. That's why it's very important. Like if you will have heart-to-heart talk with that kid, you will see it. And also we are going to start a program for the kids too, that where we will tell them how to regulate their emotions. Because parents, they don't know by themselves how to regulate their emotions, how they can teach. And they are the first teachers. They are the first teachers, whatever they're coming in the genetics and whatever the parents are teaching. I'm not saying parents are wrong or right, because they are doing the best whatever they can, but they don't have understanding. That's why we are going to start a group for the kids, because my purpose is like that. Wherever I can reach it, I want to teach. That's my job. Changing is not my job. Changing, Allah never change anyone, right? Prophet cannot change anyone. It's only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who wants it, and Allah will only change those people who want to change themselves. If the people, but this is our job. You are, mashallah, working with a masjid and with so many young generation, and your job is a great job, because this is our generation, and this is Sadqa Jariyah for us. Whenever you have to treat these type of kids, separately talk. And also, if you have 20 kids, try to understand their personality. I give you that test, that this test, I'm okay and you're okay. Just think what the kid is talking. If the kid is talking negatively, it means this is a part of his personality. Genetically, his father, his mother is like that, definitely. Then you cannot change the genetics, but you can change it. One part, you cannot change the genetics, the other part, you can change it. How? I was reading one of the studies from the Harvard University, and they did this study with the rats. And they are giving them the food and turning on the light. Giving the food, turn on the light and give them the food. Turn on the light and give them the food.
Ring the bell.
Ring the bell. And what happened with the next generation? That's very amazing. Like I'm a geneticist, I all the time thinking, what are the reasons of the behavior? He has an anger issue like his father. She has an anger issue like her mom, blah, blah, those things. I heard a lot as growing up, I heard a lot of those things. I say, if it's a genetics, then why Allah is going to check me for that, right? Because Allah created me in that way, and I have this habit, and this is me. And people, they will proudly say, it's me. But there's a problem. Then when I read about these studies, it changed my mind a lot. And when the new baby rats born, they were not turning the light, but as soon as they turn the light, the baby rats just start run towards the food. Can you imagine? Allah gave us so much potential in us to change, and we have to change the generational traumas. Everybody has a generational trauma. I had a generational trauma, I should accept it. And now I decided to change it. How I can change it? That's a process. That's my life. And why our Deen said, if you want to get a knowledge, you should start from the cradle to your grave. What does it mean? It means our personality needs to evolve. Only the stagnant water is dirty, give you start smelling. Because if you will say, my personality is like that, and I'm not going to work to change my personality, that's the problem. Because Allah does not say that. Allah says, if you want to change yourself, help me, I will help you. You will just come one step towards me, I will come so many steps towards you. That's why it's very important for us to understand that yes, we can change it. And we need to change it. But it's a process. Don't take me wrong. One of my patients, he was asking me yesterday, there was a couple, and I told them, I said, if I have a pill, trust me, I will be the richest person of this world. More than Trump, more than anybody else. Because that pill will be very expensive. I will give you a pill and you are changed. I will give you a pill, you are changed. But it needs a life. It needs a life. Till now, we will go in our grave. That's why we need to work and work and work on ourselves. Right? That's a very important thing, which we need to understand that. Okay? Any question? I just want to go through the book again, like everybody should know that. Like, just recap. I want you to do for the others, but I think they are getting late. They will miss it. But you guys can discuss with each other if anybody needs. Actually, people, they don't need it. Whatever they will hear, I feel like that if they can contain that, it's more than enough. Okay, the first thing I talk about, go with the table in content, yes. Yes, first thing we talk about the cognitive behavior therapy. You asked me the question, and the answer of that question is yes, we can help with the procrastination. It's definitely helpful, and it's like we can take care of that. This is not like any problem which we cannot resolve it. But if somebody has ADD, ADHD, then it's difficult, then we need a medication. But behavioral issues, cognitive behavior therapy, it's according to the Quran. Quran supports a lot. Ayah supports cognitive behavior therapy. This is called cognition, mind, change, thoughts. Whenever you have negative thoughts, write negative thoughts. In front of that, write the positive thought. We talk about that exercise, and you already done with the reframing. You know what the reframing is. Then we talked about a daily gratitude journal. If you are grateful, I will surely increase you in favor. Surah Ibrahim. Allah said, if we are thankful, and please try to apply in your life. Start one little small thing. Say, Allah, I'm very thankful to you for you just give me a coffee. Trust me, next time you will have a better coffee. And if you have $5, stay, Allah, thank you very much, and look at the $5 and say, oh my God, mashallah, Allah, thank you, you give me a $5. And trust me, you will have a $10. If you have one nice shoes mean not expensive shoes which is comfortable to you. And if you are thankful for that, trust me, you will have 10 of that. That Allah is clearly telling us that be thankful to us and I will give you more. That's called daily gratitude journal. And it's an attitude of gratitude. Keep in your mind attitude of gratitude. And it seems like a little small things, which is we are listening every single day, but if we will adopt single small things, small steps make a huge big change in our life. Just the small steps. Next is like, again, exercise is cognitive behavior therapy, a guide to weekly intention setting. You know, whatever we want to do that, we need to make the intentions. Intentions. If you are coming here, you make the intentions to come. If we will not make the intentions, then definitely. And the same our Islam is teaching all the time, and it goes with the cognitive behavior therapy. And cognitive behavior therapy, you can help your kids. Your kids are small, but you can apply with your wife, with your kids, it will be very helpful, and especially you are dealing with the youth. It's very helpful. Because you can ask them, give them those exercises. And if you are working, we would love to work with you. We can send you the worksheets which you can apply once in a month. I will send you the sheet, you can just give them, and it will be helpful for them to for the emotional regulations. And these are from CBT, cognitive behavior therapy. And also, if anybody else wants it, definitely I'm here to help you if you need it. And the next is, nuts and ants. Anybody remember nuts and ants? Tala, what are the ants?
Automatic negative thoughts.
Oh, perfect. What are the nuts? Nuts.
Negative unconscious thoughts.
Good. लगता है आप लोगों ने रास्ते में, I think they are prepared. Yes, an anti-negative thought. And if you will do this exercise in your life, listen, if you are upset, tell yourself, think the 3 positive things about that person. At that moment your body starts stop creating the cortisol. It's very important if you will start thinking positive at that time. Anti-negative thought, automatic negative thought. I'm a very negative person, I will start feeling negative. But I need to understand that negativity is just creating a cortisol for you and for the people around here. If you will have one negative person here, trust me, you will have the environment is changed. Somebody just started talking negatively. Everything had changed, right? And we need to think positive. And I want you guys to take coffee, because I'm going to take coffee too. Just take, please, coffee is there, and lunch, drink together. Because I'm not people pleaser, I don't know how to say no at that time. That people pleasing will take me there, and that people pleasing will take me there. That's why I told all the people that people pleasing is a disease. And the same thing, if you are an angry person. Remember Umar bin Khattab? You remember, right, about his example? He was a very strong person and he was against Islam very badly. But when he come in the Islam, strong, the anger become his passion, anger become his strength. At that time when he was using against the Muslims, it was his weakness. The same thing we have it. I like to be on time, right? For me, it's very important. I don't like to cancel any class. This is my problem. But this is also my strength. My problem is that other people, they have to suffer because of me. But my strength, because I am very punctual of those things. I was able to do so many things because of this thing. We need to understand, anger is not an issue. It's okay if you have it. Actually, anger is a blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You know the hamiyat, ghairat, like we hamiyat, that's it. Allah create a ghairat in us, Allah create anger in us, and it saves us from so many things. But it should not outburst. The problem is when Quran talks about kazimi, they said you should refrain from that. It's not you should eliminate that. Quran doesn't say you need to eliminate your anger, because anger is your strength, because you know where you have to say no. If somebody will say you should not say la ilaha illallah, you should know that I have to say at that time. That's my anger at that time. It helps me because same type of hormones created at that time. We should just know how to control ourselves. That's the thing. That's the balance. Okay? My strength is my weakness, and my weakness is my strength. Right? Anybody else? Talal, can you give me an example? Do you know anyone around you? About ABC. Everything in therapy, CBT is negative and the positive thoughts. And Quran is talks all about negative and the positive thoughts. Any ayah, you can bring any ayah from Quran, it will talk about that. Positive and negative, positive and negative, positive and negative. We just need to work on those things, what we need to be. We can be angry, it's okay, take it easy. Do not try to eliminate that. Stay positive about that. But try to do the things in that way where you can take care of your own emotions. That's very important. Okay?
It would be a good idea to kind of go more into detail about negative thoughts versus reality. Because sometimes realistically, things are negative, but they're realistic, right? So how can one know a difference between, I'm being realistic versus I'm being negative?
Yeah, that's very good question. Everybody understand what he's asking? Can anybody explain what he said?
So for example, if someone says, "Oh, the situation,"
If you have a negative person around you, that's a reality. If you have a negative circumstances, that's a reality. But how we can perceive the positivity out of that? For example, you said, what we can do to improve that? Rather than trying for that, I don't have this thing in my life. Like what I can do. And I think I can do a lot. That's it. As soon as I will see this glass is half empty, I like this example, that's very, a lot of people are using that, and it's very interesting. Half cup is full, half cup is empty. There's a huge difference between that. It doesn't mean negativity is gone, negative thoughts are gone, reality is gone, reality is there. And I cannot change the reality of your homes. I cannot change the realities of the people around you. I can't change it, right? But I can change your perspective about that. What you can you make if your wife, she's a angry person, I know she must be a nice person. But if she's an angry person, for example, can you change? You can't change. But you can change the perception. If you will change the perception, after a little while, you will see he start changing in herself. Because if we will change it, that we have a control on ourselves. I don't have a control, even I don't have a control on my patients. They are coming, sitting in my room, paying, doing everything, but they don't want to change. But at least they are willing to change, and on the basis of that, I start working on them. And then we get like a change. Okay? And I did A, B, C. Did anybody remember what was the A, B, C? If you don't remember, it's okay. A, B, C.
Activating event.
Good. B.
Belief.
Good.
C.
C?
Consequence.
Wonderful.
Change.
Yeah, change in consequences. A is activating agent, whatever happened in your life. B is your belief system, and C is the consequences. Activating agent, what happened? B, belief system, and C is the consequences. A, B, and C. And if you will change your belief, you will see consequence get changed. For example, you are upset with your wife, and you are feeling this is not fair with me. I am making money, I'm taking care of her, I'm doing this, and still he is like, why she said that? Then you will consequence, you will become upset. Then you will not talk for next 3 days with her. And what happened with your kids? It will affect them too. Rather than if you will change, maybe this is her bad day. Belief system, B is maybe this is her bad day. Actually, she did this thing for me. I should give her a chance for one day. Let's see what she will do it. Then you will become lighter, you will become like a nicer, and then the things will get changed. Belief systems play a big role. Whatever religion we belong to, you can see everybody is getting what they want. Because Allah creates so much potential in belief system. That's why B is very important again. Cognitive behavior therapy is according to the Quran, what I told. Activating agent, belief system, and the consequences. My belief is that if I will pray, Allah will make my barakah, a lot of barakah in my life. That's my belief system. And the things start changing accordingly. If I feel, doesn't matter, I'm wasting my time to pray, whatever, and then things go in that direction. Because I have a negative thought in the morning. I didn't do the yoga, I didn't do, whatever you want to do that. I'm not pushing so much into the spiritual beliefs. I want you should have the spirituality, the meditations. Meditation is like, it's first mass is first. We cannot say we don't have to pray. But if you will add some prayers in your, in your first prayers, it's a lot of meditation. It's a lot of energy. It gives you to work all the way long. It will give you the energy to fight with the things whatever come during the day. That's why I wanted you can include sometime tahajjud in your life, or sometime like a late Isha prayer or Maghrib prayer, any prayer. Just keep your time at that time, think about yourself, reflect yourself, act on yourself, and you will start feeling the barakah in your life. Trust me, this is not only like I'm telling you on the basis of what I listen from other people. I think practically I saw my patients, whoever are adopting those things, they have so many barakahs in their life. But it will take a time. It will not start tomorrow. I started today, tomorrow is going to be changed. And there's a lot of things which comes with that whenever you are doing any type of meditations, it helps, it's very helpful. And next is, maybe you can see that. Okay, we talk about 3 M's, maturity, morality, and manners. Everybody knows that, right? What is the maturity, morality, and manners? We should know how to communicate the way we are thinking. Okay. Can you explain the morality? What do you think about the morality? What we talked in the last sessions?
Morality is just doing the right thing, basically, and taking actions.
That's good. Yeah, whenever we are doing something wrong, do you feel like that the person who is doing wrong, he realized that?
Most of the time not,
Mm-hmm.
because otherwise they would not do it.
Mm-hmm.
But unless they're evil people, they do it, they know they're doing it wrong thing, but they still do it because this is maybe
You see the way he explains, the way we were talking before that. That's his personality. That's he took that part that positive people will do it in that way and the negative people will take it that way. The personality is negative, but you are talking of the transition. And he said one type of people, they are transiting from one stage to the other stage of not having the knowledge. As soon as they get the knowledge, they will not do it. And some people, they have the personality faults, they will not change because they are the criminals. What we were talking before, we were just talking
Yeah,
about that before. Okay. Then we talk about DBT. DBT, it's a lot with the emotional regulations. Emotionally, I cannot control myself. This is a lot with huge thing. I wanted to start DBT after that. First, I want Musna if you can come and do your part, and then I will join you. I don't want you guys to get very bored.
If we go on to page 37, I've covered the book. We talked about a lot of stuff, but let's kind of like put this together. On page 37, I do talk about energy balance equation, if anyone has some weight issues or not, but there's a little bit, information here on that. Anytime your body is always maintaining energy balance, right? So if you're eating, the balance is energy balance equals to total energy expenditure, energy input minus energy expenditure. So anytime you're eating, things that are being absorbed in the body minus anything that is being excreted, right? So what is in that? There are 4 components to that basal metabolic rate, meaning even when you're sleeping, your body is burning calories. Thermogenic effects of food. Anytime we eat anything, food has an effect in the body. If you're eating protein, your body is going to take more calories to burn protein versus if you're eating carbohydrates. So there is a difference, simple difference in things that you would be eating. Physical activity. So calories burned through exercise. Anytime you think about that, any type of physical activity like going to the gym, being on the treadmill, riding a bike, all that is considered physical activity. Non-exercise activity thermogenesis, and I put a whole lot of emphasis on NEAT activities, which are basically doing anything from simple activities like vacuuming or movement, any kind of movement, going up and down the stairs. Anytime people think about, let's become healthy, let's work on this journey, let's try to be healthy, the first thing that people think about is drastically decreasing the amount of food that they would eat. And this puts the body in a shock. All of a sudden the body thinks, what is going on? Why are we not getting enough food? Right? Are we in a war zone? And our bodies are made to adapt to different challenges. So for instance, people in war zones in Palestine right now, their body needs to conserve. They don't have enough food. And our body is made to adapt to different situations. But when we go on a diet, the body thinks that we're in the war zone, and it would decrease our basal metabolic rate, meaning we won't burn as many calories. So it is going to work against us, and you won't lose the weight that you would want to lose. So drastically decreasing the amount of food that you're eating is not a good idea. The next thing that people do is they drastically increase their physical activity, meaning they start going to the gym.
that also the body thinks that you're, in some type of a situation where you're running for your life and we need to conserve this energy because we don't know, you're not getting enough food, you're running for your life. So the body is not gonna help you in, losing weight. It is gonna work against you. So it is important to keep these two things in mind. But the way to work on this is to increase your NEAT activity. Slowly increase activities on a daily life. Even if you start going to the gym, slowly increasing that instead of drastically making changes to anything in the body. So that is what I explained here for maintaining weight and what you eat does matter. So the next page is page 39, hydration. So we did talk a lot about hydration, how it does have an effect on the body. I do want to bring this up again, just because Ramadan is coming and everyone's going to be fasting, and how crucial it is. It is truly extremely important to keep this in mind. The best way to do it would be, when you open your fast, immediately drinking a lot of water is not gonna be a good thing. So start slow. But once you've eaten your iftar meal, that's when I would say start your cup of water again. So after 2 hours, you can start drinking again. Before, if you wake up earlier for suhoor, that would be a time to, so throughout the night, make sure you at least get like 5 to 6 cups of water. Like our goal was 8 cups, but if you can do 8 cups, that would be great. If you don't have enough time to do 8 cups, at least 4 to 5, 6 to 7 cups if you can make it, that would be a good goal to keep up with. So there is a table here tracking your hydration. This is on a normal day, what how you should be taking in your, ideally, when you should be taking in water. If you can sort of work on this during Ramadan, that would also be helpful. So before every meal, I know 30 minutes is you don't have enough time, but if you can give it like 10 minutes and start with 1 cup. 1 cup, like that small bottle, is not daunting if you look at it. If you keep a huge big bottle in front of you, it seems a whole lot, right? So breaking your water down into smaller cuts and thinking that, oh yeah, that's not bad. Let me just, bring this a little bit more. All right, so the next thing that I want to talk about is the plate method. This truly is a very simple method in terms of consuming a balanced meal, a balanced diet. But breaking your plate into 3 different portions. So dividing the plate in half, putting vegetables on half of your plate. So if you go on to this second section over here, half the plate should be vegetables. And that is non-starchy vegetables, meaning it does not include potatoes. It does not include, butternut squash and things like that. Corns. These are all starchy vegetables, so they should not be included in half of that portion. Quarter of your plate would be protein, and quarter of your plate would be carbohydrates. So that's where the potatoes, rice, bread, and all this stuff would come. This is a very good way, easy way to balance the plate out. If you do take half of your plate, if it would be vegetables, you are getting a lot of nutrients that the body requires, the body needs. Balancing, your sugar levels, because there's so much fiber in vegetables.
How we can balance it?
So starting to eat with the vegetables first, and then the protein, and then the carbs. So the glucose levels are not going to take that spike. The body's going to slowly start to digest these foods.
What will happen if we start taking a sugar right away? What happens with our mind and our body?
So all of a sudden the blood glucose is going to spike. So if you have, for instance, if you are hypoglycemic, meaning if your body sugar levels are going low, immediately take carbohydrates. You'll see how quickly it takes, within 10 minutes you're going to feel better. The glucose, that is how quickly the sugar has impact on the glucose levels. In terms of why the plate method is a very easy method, and that is why I like to always go over it and recommend this method to everyone, is because even if you're at a restaurant, someone once had asked me, what if I'm eating a burger? How do you recommend, what would I do with a burger, yeah? So I told them, if you split it up, if you put the patty in the protein section, if you put the buns in the carb section, and then now what is missing? And the lettuce and tomatoes, a little bit is going to go on the vegetable, but that's not enough, right? So that means you need to add more vegetables. Should you be ordering fries with a burger then? No, because the buns are, taking up the carbohydrate section. So just thinking about that, being aware of it, and then making sure that somehow you add the vegetables, you can still enjoy the burger. You're going a little bit more on the carbs end, but it is okay to have it. You can use this method pretty much anywhere. When you're going out to eat, when you're at home, during Ramadan, it's a good way to kind of gauge yourself and visually knowing, oh, is this the right meal or not the right meal? Is this a balanced meal or not a balanced meal? Okay. And then my favorite topic, choosing the right cooking oil. So when you're cooking, here I have listed all sorts of oil.
I think none of them are cooking.
They're not cooking, but it's good to
They are
know.
doing the groceries. When you are doing the groceries, you need to know what oil you have to buy.
So certain changes that we can make in our households, because the food that is being cooked for you, making sure that over here, avocado oil is the best oil to cook food in. And the reason why is the smoking point, 485 degrees, right? So no matter what you're cooking, if you use avocado oil, it is a very neutral tasting oil, and it truly is a very good oil to cook in. Cholesterol free. A lot of people, have cholesterol issues, so I have highlighted this table here at the bottom to kind of tell you what is good in avocado oil. For comparison, if we go up, there are different oils listed here. One of the oils, not for cooking, but on a daily basis that I highly recommend that everyone take is olive oil. I do recommend the specific brand for my research that, it's from Morocco. Atlas is the name. It comes in a glass bottle, you can order from Amazon. But just drizzling that over your food, taking at least 2 tablespoons of olive oil, Atlas Moroccan olive oil, because that has the best polyphenols in them.
I think they are paying her, that's what he's saying.
They're not.
There is
It's from something that I've recently, a very good brand, and I do highly recommend that we start using that brand. Because even olive oil helps with, you see here, anti-inflammatory effects. So any inflammation in the body, that any stressors that are coming from environment that is harming our body, even if that is any type of growth, a tumor growth. What do we have to do? Anti-inflammatory effects. That's what we're supposed to be giving the body, right? So this olive oil has a very high anti-inflammatory effect. It almost acts like Advil.
Yeah, write in your a list. You have to buy that olive oil. This is really good. I use it and I really like that. And I don't know which company is this. But this is really good. It affects really, especially I had a lot of headaches, and I have to take Advil more frequently. As soon as I started using this oil, it helps a lot.
Us, Palestinians, we.
One source, and from my research, Atlas is a very good brand. And make sure it's always in glass bottle.
It's also.
Avocado oil and olive oil. And the second thing is very expensive, though, because we have to use so much, especially in Ramadan. Don't use so much. That's not good for health. Use this much, but have a good quality of food. Because we are using so much food, but we are not using the quality of food. Whatever we are putting in our stomach, that's everything. Even our behaviors, our depression, our things are just because of whatever we are eating.
I do think Ramadan is a very good time to work on, mindful eating. Like Dr. Simon was saying, it's so hard to say Bismillah before eating. We hardly remember doing that, right? Every time we're putting something in the mouth. So Ramadan is a very good time to actually, because we're in that spiritual mode, to really think about food as something that, it's a blessing that Allah is giving us, so maybe we should remember Allah. It's a good time to get trained to work on that.
Question about oils. Coconut oil tastes really good, but is it healthy?
So use sparingly. It's not on the table. If you go on the table here,
Yeah, it's not.
It is
Oh, I see.
MCT oils. It is medium chain fatty acids. Okay to use once in a while, but not something that I would recommend that I know there's a whole lot out there about coconut oil, but sparingly use it. Don't.
I see. Is it okay to fry?
Avocado oil.
Okay.
So for frying high temperature avocado oil, if you have to saute something very lightly, olive oil is okay to use in that. But best is olive oil. If you use it, drizzle it without cooking it. That is the best way to use olive oil. So for us Pakistanis, I was telling Dr. Saima, on top of rice, just drizzle olive oil. It's just a good way to include it in your meals.
Because we are used to put the butter, especially in the bread, we like to put the butter, and we also like to put butter on the spinach, and there's like a special type of spinach which we call sour broccoli type, and we like to put the butter on that. But if you will put like olive oil, it's also tastes really good.
Right. So you have Italian restaurants would serve olive oil with their bread, right? So like that's the
We do
same
the
concept,
same.
the same, yeah.
Question?
So coming down to the last page, which is page 45, understanding sugar. So the difference between natural sugars and added sugars. And I've listed, types of sugars: table sugar, high fructose corn syrup. That is the worst one, that we can use in the diet. Honey, maple syrup, and agave. So that is the description and examples. Limiting added sugars. So natural sugars, we're not too worried about. But added sugars for men, the recommendation is 9 teaspoons, which is 36 grams, right? So that way, it's a good idea of, okay, added sugar, if you are reading food labels, 36 grams should be your max, which is not a lot. When we start reading labels, you'll see how much added sugar is there. That's not truly a very, what food industry is doing to us. We really need to be careful about this. Every single packaged food that you would take in, you'll see that there's just too much sugar in it.
There's some negative news about stevia also.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what they're doing with stevia is also, it's not pure stevia. They're combining it with different types of sugars. They say stevia on top, but if you read the ingredients, stevia is not only stevia, there's other things they're adding to it. Honey is a natural source of sugar. It is a good way to add things. Date sugar is a good way to sweeten things up. Like even in Ramadan when we're eating fruits, like cutting dates into small pieces and sweetening things with dates is a good way to add sugar, because date also has a little bit of fiber in it.
Yeah.
So that means we can use the dates
Yes.
and honey,
Yes.
but they have so much, so many calories.
So the calories also I listed in here, right? So you can see in each teaspoon. So if you look at date sugar, it has 15. Regular sugar has 16 in 1 teaspoon. Okay? Honey has 21. So it's not that much of a difference, but sweetening, that's what
That's a tablespoon or teaspoon?
teaspoon.
Oh, teaspoon. Okay.
So going through this table and really figuring out, okay, maybe having tea with honey, but how much? Again, 9 teaspoons. Honey is considered added sugar. It's not natural sugar again. So just going back and really thinking about it. This is more for awareness. All of a sudden, I know cutting out sugar is not easy, but start thinking about it, become aware, start reading food labels, and being aware of how much sugar are you actually taking in. Is it like 50 grams every day? Is it 100 grams every day? Or what exactly is going on? And kind of look at the calories between different meats. Let's compare beef in 100 grams, which is about 3 ounces, a small amount, right? Is 250 calories is beef, chicken is 165, turkey is 135, goat is 122, okay? Just to kind of, which out of the red meats, we do hear that red meats are not good. But if you are to choose, then which one would you choose, on caloric basis? Protein content in them. So goat is 23 grams, chicken is 31 grams, beef is 26.
Which one is best then?
So from calories, so I'm going through the table right now, right? So goat, if we look at it, is 122 calories, beef is 250, chicken is 165. So the comparison between goat and chicken, calorie-wise, goat is less, right? Protein content here. Now, fat content that we all talk about is saturated fats right here. So beef is 6 grams, chicken is 1 gram, goat is 0.9 grams, okay? So goat is not a very bad red meat to have. That is a good meat to have. It is almost, in comparison to chicken, very similar. Versus beef, that's where we're seeing a little bit of a problem, right? So 6 grams versus 1 gram.
When you say saturated fat 6 gram, what about is the same across all type of beef meat or just you or like
Slight difference. So even in
It's
chicken,
lot of
there is a
stuff
slight
has
difference.
a layer
Yes.
of fat on it. It's
Exactly.
different than the
Exactly.
like you could eat.
But overall, the comparison between different types, right? So overall, the rate, like even chicken, thighs versus breast would be different, right? Same thing with all sorts of meats. But a general comparison between when you're choosing, which one should you choose? Goat is a good option when you're talking about red meats.
Depending on the type of cooking.
No charring.
Even if there's no charring, the charcoal or when you are talking about safest methods of cooking, grilling is one of the least safe.
There's always some
for-
charge.
yeah.
There's always some charge.
Mm.
So grilling is not, but they're cooking the way we cook on stove would be okay as long as you're not burning the food. That is okay.